That hose there, which fills up this tank, which goes out into the basin, it's the high pressure water, that came off and it went flying all the way over the room. G'day viewers, it's Chris Atkins here and welcome back to my channel. The time is 6:55. Super early and I'm just trying to stay awake, but I have a super exciting day ahead of me. We're about to head down to Wilmington, California to pick up 3 30-gallon barrels of wax because I'm getting low on the wax. So we're going to go get them, put them in the back of my truck and drive on out there. Secondly, I'm going to meet a guy from Spectrum because I had a little accident at the car wash yesterday. No, I wasn't there, but Jiffy Lube, which is located right next door, they saw flooding come under my motor room door. So that means that there was a big problem inside. So I called my worker right away. He headed on over there and he opened the door and basically it was completely flooded. We'll show you guys exactly what happened when I get there because I can show you easier than I can explain it. But luckily it wasn't nothing major, you know, it was just a hose came off, so it just needed to be put on. But that hose coming off pretty much caused the whole car wash to be without water, and car washes don't function without water. And during the process, water was actually spraying everywhere and it destroyed my modem and my router for my camera system. So I have to meet Spectrum out there today to replace the modem and the router so that basically I have internet and I can watch the cameras on my phone from home. Again, that's part of the car wash business. You have your days where nothing goes wrong, you have your days where everything goes wrong. And last but not least, at 10 a.m. I'm meeting a guy from Wash World to make a list and give me a quote on installing my in-bay automatic. And as you guys already know from my previous videos, I already have the in-bay automatic machine itself. I've had it sitting there at the Bear Valley Car Wash for a couple of months now. I've just been waiting to rack up the funds together to finish the installation because it's going to be about another $40,000 to $50,000 to get that put in. He's going to make a list of all the equipment I need and make a start date. So I'm super excited about that. So without further ado, let's go. And there you have it, just like that we have wax. I got 3 30 gallons, as I said before, lifted up onto the back of the truck with a forklift, nice and easy. But the question is, how do I get them off the truck? I guess I'll show you guys how I do that too. It's very unconventional, but it works. And I would say it's definitely over 2,000 pounds in the back of my truck. I can feel I'm driving on an angle and it's slowing the car way down, but it's nothing a Tacoma can't handle. Back on the road for another hour and a 45-minute drive to the car washes. Just arrived at Bear Valley. As you can see, it's pretty clean. My worker's doing a good job. Couple of wet bays, which means there were customers. I'm just driving by all bays to make sure all the hoses are there, nothing's being cut, and then it's nice and clean. So I got to back it up nice and close to the door so I can drop the wax off because they're super heavy, and basically I'll show you how I do it. Okay, I'm going to need a cone. Basically that's just going to break the fall. You can't actually see the cone in the footage, so I apologize for that, but I'm going to unhook them and I'm going to roll it all the way to the edge. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it down. Super heavy. And then I'm just going to kind of guide it off the back and it's pretty much going to fall on its own and lands on the cone. And there you go, soft landing. And then the easiest way is just to roll it. Some people try and drag it, but it's very heavy, so rolling it's the best way. Sorry if it's a little loud, we've got the motors going. Every bay is full right now at Bear Valley. We have 5 bays and 5 customers are all using it. There it is there, that's the brand new wax. That's the little bit that's left, so I'll just add that into that over time, just to use it up. What happened was this hose, that hose there which fills up this tank, which goes out into the basin, it's the high pressure water, that came off and it went flying all the way over the room and pretty much wet the whole entire motor room. It was flooded, there was a few inches of water all over the ground. Jiffy Lube called me and said, hey, it's flooding, So my worker came over here and saw that it was just flying everywhere and flooding the place. So basically, he just came in here, he turned that lever off, so that stopped the water from shooting out. And then all he had to do was reattach that to that and make sure that was nice and tight, the clamp, to hold it on. So it's all nice and tight now. It's good, ready for business. And that's one of the things about owning a self-serve car wash. Yes, things happen, unexpected things, like who would have thought that would come off and just flood the entire room. But it's back on now. The TV got ruined. It's frozen on this screen. You can see by all the streaks it got all wet, so that's no good. That's trash. And this is my new DVR for the security system, so that's back online running. I got them on my phone again, so I can watch them from home and keep an eye on everything. New modem and new router. So Wi-Fi is back on. The Spectrum guy came and took care of all that. I'm here in what is soon to be the drive-through automatic. I got the Razor machine inside, which I just showed you. This is the old DS5000. It's the old gantry system. Basically on Sunday, I'm going to get my guy to remove all of this and just scrap the metal, and I'm going to strip this bay ready to put the new machine in. Just met with the guy from the company. He gave me a list of things I need to order in order to get started. I'm going to have to get a pay system where people come up, put their money in to get the machine started. I'm going to have to get air dryers to dry the car on the way out, and pretty much all brand new brackets to put the machine on and just make sure it's all nice and level, and just strip the bay, get it ready for the new machine to go in. It might take a couple of months because he's pretty busy, but anyway, I'm excited we're going to get it in and start making some extra money. And here you can see is where the old pay station is. It's completely worn, there's nothing in there. So we're just going to completely strip that out, pull the whole thing out and put the new one in. That should probably be about $8,000 to $10,000 alone just for this machine. And there it is, my in-bay automatic that's been sitting there for a few months. It's the Razor, and it's touchless. All the other ones up here are brushes that actually hit the car, so I specifically wanted a touchless one, which will set me apart from the rest. I got all the machines here, all the working parts. I just got to order a few things, and once they come in, we'll set the install date and get it in. Now you saw I had the machine in there. I paid $21,000 for that Razor machine, which I feel was a pretty good deal, and it's going to be another probably $50,000 to install it, to get the pay station, to get the air dryers, all the fixtures and fittings, the labor, all the wiring. The wiring alone will probably be about $15,000. So it will cost some money. It's going to be an initial investment up front, but over time it's going to pay itself off. It might take 6 to 12 months, depends how busy it is, and it's totally worth it. So I'm looking forward to it, and it should happen later on in the year around December or early January. So I'll be doing videos around it, so follow along because I'm excited. Valley, I'm heading to Main Street now. My worker informed me that someone dumped a car there yesterday and pretty much just abandoned it. So we're going to go check it out. If it's still there, I'm going to have to call a tow truck because I believe it's blocking a vacuum. So I mean, if you're going to dump a car, why block it where my customers need to use the vacuum? I don't quite understand that. But anyway, if it's there, we're going to tow it, which means I'm going to have to stay there till the tow truck gets here. Hopefully they don't take too long, but we'll go assess the situation. And I'm also going to install the new wand holders with the springs on them. So hopefully the wands don't break off as much when people drive off and the hose is caught on the mirror. They tear the wand off the gun. So we're going to put in new spring ones that will go with the car, and hopefully will just slide out and not break. So we're going to install them. So I'll film that and check it out. Okay, so I guess this is the car that has been abandoned. It's been here for 2 days almost. This is my first time seeing it, so I would have called earlier, but you can see it's got a smashed window and I just got to get it towed. So 3 hours later, I'm still waiting for the tow truck. The car is still there, the owner isn't around, so it's been there for almost 2 days now. I guess I'll keep waiting maybe another hour or two and then see how we go. Fingers crossed he shows up. So while I wait for the tow truck, I'm going to switch out all these wands. You can see these wands are solid to the wall. And I believe they're one of the reasons my wands always keep breaking off, because I'm pulling it right now as though it's stuck on someone's mirror. And if people don't realize that the hose is wrapped around their mirror and they just drive away, it's going to rip it and pull it off and it breaks my wands. And once the wands are broken, then the bay is pretty much down until my worker gets there and fixes it, or myself. But anyway, I'm super excited about putting these in because I think it's really going to stop my wands from breaking off. And I guess I'll be saving a bunch of money from all the wands I replace. But first off, let's take off this old one. And just to let you guys know, I was never really mechanically inclined. I couldn't really do a whole lot. So starting in this car wash business, I just learned as I went. I wasn't by far no expert before doing all of this. I didn't even know how to put anchors in the wall or put those holders up. So my uncle showed me and my workers showed me. So after I've done it, probably 50, 60 times now, I kind of got the hang of it. So I guess I am living proof that you don't need all the experience in the world before you actually start. And I wasn't going to point it out, but yes, I even messed up on this one. You can see I put an anchor in and it didn't line up. So I had to put another one in on the other side, but we got it eventually. And I'll just finish screwing them on, tighten them up real tight, and that's pretty much it. Now we're going to give it the big test. So for example, it's in there, the car drives away, the hose is stuck on the mirror, and voila, it slides out, no broken wand. So I got to give a shout out to one of my viewers who actually commented about these spring-loaded ones, so thank you. And just when I thought I was done with the day, I tested one of the last bays and it has a leaky gun. So that's a good thing when you're at the car wash. It's always good to test every bay whenever you're there, or pretty much every day. Get your worker to test it because you never know what can happen. One day it's fine and the next day it's just leaking. Comes out of nowhere. So be sure to test everything. We're going to need some plumber's tape. We're going to need 2 wrenches and the vice grip. So first we're going to take the gun off the hose. And then we're going to take the wand with the pipe wrench off the gun. And that gun, I guess, is trash. I just threw it out. Maybe there's a way to fix it, but I don't really have time. They're only $20, so it's not that big of a deal. We put the tape around the wand. That way it won't leak. I'm screwing the wand inside of the new gun right now. And then we just tighten it up. Make sure the tip is straight up and down vertical, so it's a nice straight line when it sprays. And this is just little parts. I mean, this might take 3 to 5 minutes. Depends how good you are. Pop that back in there, put some tape around the swivel, and then just feed the swivel back in there, tighten it up, and then it's good to go. So a couple of minutes, no big deal. 20 bucks for a gun, no big deal. Open that bay back up and get the customers coming in. And then of course, whenever you fix something, you have to test it because make sure you fix the problem. And it looks like I did. New gun is working. So that was a heck of a long day, but I think I'm finally done heading home. I feel accomplished, so I'm happy about that. Got my internet fixed at Bear Valley. I met the guy for the drive-through automatic to get started on that. That's going to be a big project. Changed out all my gun holders to the spring-loaded ones, so hopefully there's less broken wands. And that's it. Another 2-hour drive home. Here we go. But don't forget to check out the Instagram and the TikTok, both Car Wash Chronicles. I also have a Twitter, which I just started, Car Wash Chronics, I think. So check them all out, and let's learn as much as we can about the car wash business together. Thanks guys, Chris Atkins with Car Wash Chronicles. Till next time.